I'm Almas and I'll be your host for this session. I welcome all the university delegates and students of Shalom International and their counselor. Thank you, ma'am, for giving us this opportunity. And we will be taking all your questions after this short introduction from all the universities. And you can drop in your questions in Q&A box. So now I call upon Mr. Raul D'Souza from Instituto Marangoni to take on from here.
Thank you, Almas, and hello to everyone. Hello, students. My name is Raul D'Souza. I'm the head of enrollments for Istituto Marangoni School of Fashion, Art and Design. We are based in Milan. Istituto Marangoni, the first school for design in Italy, started in 1935. And we have branches in Milan and Florence in Italy, Paris in France, and London in the UK. We also have satellite branches in China, Mumbai in India, and Miami in the US. So we are now a totally international school with lots of flexibilities and options to study your undergrad program at different venues. You can either start the first year in Milan and then progress for your second or third year in London or Paris or Florence, or you can start even the first year in Mumbai and then progress to Europe for your second and third year, or do 2 years in Mumbai and just the final year in Europe. So we offer undergrad programs in the streams of fashion, that is fashion designing, styling, and business. In design, we have interior, product, and graphic design. And also in Milan and also in Florence, we have fashion and finance with multimedia arts and art history and culture. So we have a great range of courses for the creative stream. So if you have any queries and you want to know more information, please don't hesitate to visit our website and search for your SSD further. I'd just like to inform you that our campuses right now, if those who are on the 12th grade and can attend our courses this year, this October is our academic year starting as usual. All our campuses in Europe have opened. And yeah, we'll be happy to take your queries. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Raul. Very quick indeed. So next up is Ms. Anaga from University of Ottawa. Are you there, Anaga?
Hi, good evening. I hope you're able to see me now.
Yes, yes, you're there.
Good evening, everybody. This is Anakha. I'm from University of Ottawa. I represent University of Ottawa here in India. Just to brief you about University of Ottawa quickly, we are a high prestigious university from Canada, top 10 universities in Canada, that is. We're situated in the city of Ottawa, which is the capital city of Canada, if you do not know about that. We offer undergraduate students more than 450 program options across 6 different streams. So these streams would be Faculty of Arts, Sciences, Social Sciences, Health Sciences, Faculty of Engineering, and Faculty of Business. So if students want to take up any of these programs, there are umpteen program options available at University of Ottawa. These will be 4 years honors bachelor's degree program that you would study. Most of these programs will also offer you an opportunity to do a co-op study program. Co-op will basically mean that along with your studies, you will get to do an industrial experience or industrial internships, which will of course give you a lot more exposure with related to your major and in your career choices. You will get to work in the industry for almost 16 months along with your studies. These of course, so most importantly, I think co-op will give you a real huge advantage when you graduate. You're not a fresh graduate, you're a graduate with core experience of 16 months, which will of course help you in the long run to shape up your profile. At University of Ottawa, we do offer multiple services to the students with regards to, academic help and support, health and well-being. There is a very high sports scene on the campus. So somebody who's really interested in participating in competitive sports can do that with our, multiple women's and men's varsity clubs and teams which play for the national level. Uh, you're free to ask questions related to any of these programs or the opportunities that they offer, and I'll be happy to help you with it. Thank you so much, Almas.
Thank you, ma'am. Next up is Ms. Deepa Gungnani from Queen's University. Deepa, over to you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I will just very quickly take you through some slides to introduce Queen's University to you. Can you all, Almas, can you confirm if you can see my screen? Great. Once again, Queen's University is one of the oldest public universities of Canada. We are again in the same province as you have heard from University of Ottawa. We are in Ontario. University is 175-year-old, founded in the year 1841. And so we are it's one of the oldest degree granting institutions of Canada. It's a very diverse global community that you'll find at Queen's. With over 25,000 students, we are also considered consistently among the top 10 universities in Canada, and we also have a decent top 200 world ranking as well as per Times Higher Education and QS rankings. Over 12 to 13% of our students come from variety of countries, almost 108 countries representing international community at Queen's campus. We also have quite a lot of network of alumni, are there around the world. Around 154 countries, we'll have about 150,000 alumni of Queen's. We also are among the top 3 universities for the student satisfaction. That's some brief about Queen's. A little bit something about the location, because Canada, being the second largest country in the world, is huge in terms of its geographies. I've already informed you that we are in the province of Ontario, to be precise, located in the city of Kingston. So if you see this red dot on the screen, that's where the city is, which is kind of, in a very real sense, halfway to everywhere. On one side, you'll see Toronto, which is like the capital of like the financial capital and the capital of the province as well. On the other side is Ottawa, which is the federal capital of the country. So we are kind of midway between the two major cities of the province. Montreal, which is in Quebec, is around 3 hours drive from Kingston. And if you can see the line which is coming across, and the entire slide is the border. So the other side is United States, and we are touching the upstate New York side of US in terms of sharing our borders with the United States. So Kingston is very well connected to all the major cities of the province in Canada. It's an eastern coast city, and we are also sharing borders with the US. Now I'll take you through the program areas. We have all these, we have got a huge number of undergraduate degree programs offered under these 10 broad program areas. You'll find massive amount of options available within arts and science degrees. We have music options, we have computing, we have fine arts, kinesiology. Education has a lot of options to choose from. We also offers business degree under commerce offered by Smith School of Business. We have a biggest faculty of engineering and applied sciences. There are programs, full-fledged programs into nursing and a health sciences faculty as well. I'll not take much of your time, but I'll quickly jump on to our admission requirements from India. I'm not too sure about the curriculum offered at this particular school, but if you have an international curriculum which includes IB or GCE, then the requirements are pretty straightforward. In terms of CBSE, we are looking for a range of 80 to 90% for most of the courses. We are looking for this to be, when you apply, you submit your predicted grades. So we want this to be reflected on your predicted grades, of course, and with an expectation that you'll retain your predicted performance. In terms of IB curriculum, we are looking at a range of 32 to 38 IB points with minimum of 3 subjects at the higher level. If you are taking an A-level curriculum, we are looking for 3 subjects at the A-level with a range of 2 A's and a B, 2 B's and an A. I can get deep into the requirements of particular subject areas and other things when we start the Q&A round, but that's from my side as of now. But yeah, I'll also just quickly take you through the scholarship opportunities, and I'll kind of send across the detailed information later. But we offer something unique and special to the Indian students. This is called Principal Excellence Scholarship India. This is of value 20,000 Canadian dollars, which is spread over 2 years of your undergrad degree out of 4 years. It's given at the rate of $10,000 for the first 2 years. So the only criteria for these scholarships are your academic achievements. So higher your predicted performance, better are your chances of getting shortlisted for one of these scholarships, which are given on which you can see on your screen. I'll rest here, and thank you so much, Almas.
Thank you, Deepa. Thank you very much. Next up is Ms. Niharika from University of Windsor. So Niharika, over to you.
Thanks, Almas. I'll just share my screen. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the session. I hope everybody can see the screen now.
Yes.
All right, so I'm Niharika and I represent the University of Windsor, which is in Canada. So I'll briefly take you through this presentation, which will highlight the course requirements, the USPs about the university, where we are located, what you should look forward to, etc. And at the end of the whole session, we can take up specific questions. Why choose a Canadian education? I thought to highlight this because I knew there would be other universities, other countries that you are looking at. But when you're looking at a Canadian education, a Canadian university, safety is our first priority. So that is one of the reasons that you should be choosing a Canadian institution. We know that you are traveling away from your family, so your security, your safety is of utmost concern to all of us. It is a welcoming and diverse society that we live in Canada. The country itself is very welcoming. The government allows you to stay back for 2 to 3 years, depending on the duration of your program. So you have loads to choose from when you graduate from these universities. Affordability-wise, the tuition fees and cost of living, if you compare it with the other countries, other universities, they are very, very affordable. The degrees are recognized all over the world and fully accredited by professional bodies. Moving on to the University of Windsor, we were established in 1954 and offer around 200 plus programs across 9 different faculties. I'll give you the details a little later in the presentation. In case you're wanting to pursue masters, there are 70 plus programs to choose from. This is a medium-sized comprehensive university, public university in Canada. So there are around 16,000 students studying across various programs. Apart from academics, you have more than 200 clubs and societies to choose from when you want to hone your skills, your hobbies, etc. Location-wise, we are located in the Ontario province of Canada, at the southernmost tip of Ontario province, surrounded by the Great Lakes area. So the weather conditions are pretty good. We get 7 months of short sleeve weather. We do get our winters, but the weather gets cleared very quickly. The snow gets cleared very quickly. It is an international border city. That's why it is pretty attractive to students from all over the globe. So you have chances to move to US in case you're looking for job options later on. So you can see on the right-hand side of your slide that we are neighbors to Detroit. The Michigan area, US side, is our neighbor. It is on the same latitude as Northern California, and it has around 217,000 people staying at the city of Windsor. The university is known for the 4-5 points mentioned on your slides here. So facilities wise, we have state of the art latest technology for you to be a part of the online learning mode. At the moment, due to the current situation, nobody is able to travel to Canada, and we have invested around 1.5 million Canadian dollars into facilitating these classes online. You can take them at the comfort of your homes, in your living rooms. You don't have to travel right now. Diversity wise, the faculty and staff and student population comes from 90 plus different nationalities from all over the world. So the kind of international experience that you're looking at is what you will get here at the university. It is a medium-sized university. We try and focus at every student that studies with us. Affordability-wise, tuition fee-wise, 30,000 to 40,000 Canadian dollars per annum, which is very, very competitive if you compare universities in this range. In Canada itself, you have the ability to work on or off campus. 20 hours a week, you can work part-time. You will get a minimum of $14 per hour. So loads of opportunities in terms of support. We provide exceptional international student support to our students. Our students themselves have ranked us very highly. These are the kind of programs that we have on offer. So Bachelors of Commerce, Sciences, Engineering, the various specializations that you can look at in these programs are there on your screen. We also have the Bachelor of Arts and Humanities, where you can choose from various programs. Admission requirement wise, you need to have a minimum of 70 to 80% Ontario standards, which is equivalent to around 62 to 68% if you look at Indian boards. So ICSE, CBSE, anything above 62 is acceptable. But engineering, sciences, commerce, they have specific requirements. So you'll have to go to the faculty's pages and see the specific requirements for each of the programs that you are applying to. IELTS is again compulsory if you're applying to any of the Canadian institution. It is an English-speaking country, so you need to have some sort of level in English language proficiency, 6.5 IELTS. But with students who have had more than 4 years of education in English, you can be exempted from the university's English language requirement. But for visa purposes, it is always good to have an IELTS. Scholarships and awards, we have loads of scholarships to offer, around 1,000 to 16,000 Canadian dollar scholarships, entrance scholarships for our students. So you don't have to apply separately. You will be automatically assessed. Once you submit your application, you need to have good CGPA, so 78% and above if you are from ICSE, CBSE schools, and you will be eligible for these scholarships. These are my details. In case you have specific queries about the university, about the programs, you can write to me or get in touch with me on the phone number mentioned during weekdays. And this is the ask.uwindsor.ca tab on our website, where you can put in any of your questions. It will work as Google. It will give you frequently asked questions on your screen, so you don't have to speak to anybody. You can just find all your answers on our website. Thank you very much for being patient listeners. And
thank you, Niharika.
Thank you, Almas.
Thank you, Niharika. So now I would like to invite Mr. Saurabh from University of Victoria.
Hello, everyone. Just a second, let me just share the screen. I hope the screen is visible now.
It's coming, yes.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. My name is Saurabh. I work for the University of Victoria. this is, like my colleagues who were talking about the Ontario region, we are on the opposite side. We are on the western part of Canada. Victoria is the capital city of British Columbia. It's on the southern tip of the Vancouver Island. So we are just close to the. And Seattle is the major city in the US, which is close to us, and Vancouver is the major city in Canada, which is close to us. Victoria University also happens to be the oldest post-secondary institution in British Columbia, and it's a public university funded by the Canadian government. Another advantage of Victoria as a city is that it's a very beautiful place, and the weather that we enjoy over there. I mean, you would always have heard of harsh Canadian weather, but here in Victoria, the weather is very nice. I mean, it's 8-degree average winters to 22-degree average summer, which is quite good for any student traveling from India. Population-wise, it's not too populated. We are a mid-sized university, and we have roughly 22,000 students on campus with us, out of which 18,500 are undergraduate students. 3,400 of these students are traveling from various international countries. We have 109 nationalities from where the students travel to Victoria. It's a good mix of international students. Another advantage of studying at a mid-sized university is that you have a better connect to the resources, the faculty, your peer groups, and that always helps. You always have a better tuition, faculty and a student ratio in the university. Talking about the rankings, yes, University of Victoria happens to be in the top rankings. We are ranked in the top 3 comprehensive universities of Canada. For a decade now, as per Maclean's. And if you check other top university rankings, you'll always find University of Victoria there, because we are ranked pretty high for our program satisfaction as well as the quality of instruction that. So whatever program you might be looking at, there'll be some ranking or the other to back it up. Co-op is something which we are very popular about. Almost 42% of our students work in these co-ops. Now, by this time, you might have known the co-op is basically your paid internship that you do while you are there in the program. So up to 16 months of co-op you can do in the program. Around about $11,000 you can earn per term of co-op 4 months. These are the few co-op employers that UVic has. So obviously you can understand, and as compared to a student who is passing out a fresh, and if you have these employers for whom you worked in your 4 years, it always helps you to get a good post-program. Faculty-wise, we have all these faculties available. So whether you are interested in engineering or business or fine arts or social sciences, we have almost 100 plus dual specialization, single concentration. These are a few of the very, very popular programs of UVic. We are popular for our engineering program, in which we offer you 6 different disciplines like medical, civil, electrical, science, software, mechanical engineering. We also have a BSc Computer Science, again offered by the Faculty of Engineering. And then for social sciences students, if you're looking at psychology or economics or no combination of these subjects, we are very popular for that. Business students can look forward to the Bachelor's of Commerce program, which is a very comprehensive 4-year business management program, which gives you the option to specialize in international business services management or entrepreneurship. Talking about science, we have all the core sciences available with us, and we are also popular for courses in biochemistry, microbiology, astronomy, and all. These are few scholarship highlights. Yes, we do consider students for a scholarship. You should be academically very good, because if you've done your best in your academics, we are there offering you some kind of scholarship, which are there available for both CBSE, ISC, A-level students as well as state board students. The better the marks, the higher is the amount of scholarship, which ranges from $2,000 to $10,000. If you have any questions or queries, you can post it to me directly on this.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you very much. So now I would like to invite Mr. Daljit Panging from ESSEC Business School.
Good evening, Almaz. Good evening, everybody. So hopefully you can hear me properly.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. So so today I want to talk or introduce to the students a very interesting program which is known as Global BBA, which is the Bachelor of Business Administration, which is in ESSEC Business School. This is a program where if the students, they are looking for a higher salary right after their bachelor program, that means that if they're looking for employability to a multinational company to earn a good salary right after 4 years. Imagine you are 21 years and you are earning around 3 lakhs per month. And not only that, while studying in 4 years, Global BBA at ESSEC, the student already start earning while they are studying. It is either internship way or there's a program which is called apprenticeship. So I will talk more about that very quickly because very time limit is very less. So you can put already the question in the Q&A box. So it's a business school. It is in Paris, and although it is in France, the language is not a barrier. The entire 4-year program is 100% in English curriculum. So in the next slide, you can see the ESSEC. It's ranked #1 since last 11 years because ESSEC is creating the leader in the business world since 1907. There are a few business leaders you can see in the slide, which you will see more in the website as well as in the Google. And you can see the different ranking of Global BBA program. So just to inform you that ranking is based on the curriculum. It is based on the faculty, the diversity in the school, in the classroom, at the same time, the placement, and not only the placement, what is the initial average salary, that's also matters for this ranking. So it's ranked #1 since 11 years. So this is other masters ranking, which is Financial Times ranking. Almost all our programs are top 5. In one of the program, which is MSc in Management, we have a dual degree with IIM Ahmedabad, just to give you a compare where ESSEC stands. In the next slide, you can see, along with Paris, the student can apply for Singapore campus. So everybody knows about Paris. So it is a slide where one should see why one should study in ESSEC campus in Singapore. So this is another interesting slide where you can see why our employability is so high. 96% of students, they get placed within 6 months of their Global BBA program. Why? That is the reason. So you can see we are believing in learning by doing. And there's one very interesting point, which is called apprenticeship track. In this track, the students, when they study with ESSEC, first 2 years, they can choose either Paris or Singapore campus. Last 2 years, they're working for a company. So while working for a company, the student gain experience while studying in ESSEC. At the same time, they get salary for 2 years. For 2 years, they are getting salary. Plus, their tuition fee will be paid by the company to us. That means last 2 years, the student pay nothing. There's no tuition fee. On top of that, they gain work experience and earn salary for continuously for 2 years. And this is the innovative mix for why those companies, they're believing in ESSEC. So if you see, the student has opportunity to study in 4 years, 3 different continents. They can study in 3 different countries. So the options are there. So you can ask me, I will share my email ID as well as WhatsApp number at the end of the slide. So you can write to me personally. So as I said, the entire program is in English. So, but we will teach the student not only French language, but one more language. This is to get placement as well as for the help for the internship. So there are some partner university, 160 plus universities in 42 countries. So a student can choose wherever they want to go. Like King's College London is there, IE Spain, Bocconi in Italy. They can choose anywhere. So there are also dual degree. We have 10 double degree with Global BBA at ESSEC with others. So a student can choose any one of it. So 1 degree from ESSEC, another degree from any of the institution, what you prefer. So this is the statistics, why one should study in ESSEC. You can see the salary. This is the salary, how much the student earn at the age of 21 years, right after finishing global BBA in ESSEC. And if you see where they study, and if you see they study in ESSEC and where they work, you can see different sector, human resource, marketing, consulting. You can see it is the core of learning about doing business. So the student can fit any industry. And this is the reason why the placement is so high. You can see in the statistics. Of course, you can see the academic and other details, but here I am mostly focusing on about the placement as well as the salary and where the student goes. Because everybody knows about the global BBA, but what one should do after global BBA. So here is the answer. So our 2021 intake is on. The student doesn't need to wait for final result. They can, and there's no entry exam. We are not looking for SAT scores. And the student from any school who has 3 years of curriculum in English medium, they don't need to appear for TOEFLs or IELTS, no entry exam. If you see, we have excellence scholarship. So it is around 20,000 euros, diversity 12,000 euros. Students, if they apply early, there are more chance to get the scholarship. So one should not wait for the last round. Our online application is on. So you can already connect me. You can WhatsApp me in this number so that I can send you the link. So you should remember it's a business school and we are looking for the profile, not the percentage. So for any question answer, you can WhatsApp me, or I'm here for few more times. So for Q&A session. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank you, Dolce. Thank you very much. So last but not least is Ms. Deepti Dodani from Lakehead University.
Thank you, Almas. I'm also going to quickly share my screen to be able to show you all a presentation. Give me a moment, please. Great. All right. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to take you through a presentation quickly to let you know a little more about Lakehead University. To tell you a bit about Lakehead University, we started sometime back in 1965 on Canada Day, which is the 1st of July. And we grew to having 9,000 students. So we're in Canada's top 10 universities under 10,000 students overall. We're also in the top 2 ranking in Ontario for student awards, scholarly output, and total research dollars. So we're a public research university. Like I said, we have over 9,000 students, out of which 1,400 are international from 85 countries, and we have over 86 programs across both undergraduate and graduate. To let you know a little more about the campuses. So Lakehead has 2 campuses. One is in a city called Thunder Bay. That is a 1.5-hour flight from Toronto and is based on the shore of Lake Superior. Thunder Bay has over 200,000 people. It's a small city, but a beautiful one. We also have another campus, which is in Orillia. So Thunder Bay is our older campus, started in 1965. As a science and technological institute, whereas Orillia is one of our newer campuses that started in 2010 and has quite a few arts and science related undergraduate programs. The campus that's in Orillia is a 1.5-hour drive from Toronto. We also have 4 Lakehead Georgian programs. Thus, you will see Barrie, where we offer 4 undergraduate Lakehead Georgian programs that I will be speaking to you about shortly. So when I speak about Lakehead University, what I do like talking about is the Lakehead Advantage. When it comes to picking a university, and I'm sure all of my colleagues will agree, it is more about what university type fits you, right? No university is good or bad, but it's entirely about What sort of a student are you? What sort of support do you need? Or where are you looking to go in life? Are you a big city person? Are you a small city person? There's so many factors that you as students have to consider when picking a university. I suggest that you take rankings with a pinch of salt, but you really definitely look into faculty and the sort of support your university provides you along with the programs. To tell you a little more about Lakehead, we provide excellent student support. Now, Lakehead is more of a community. Like I said, we're under 10,000 students and we're a research university. So it's mandatory for us to ensure that all of our students are taken care of. On an undergraduate level, we see over 28% of our students partaking in some form of research with their faculty. And that, as per me, really helps a student move on in their studies eventually when they are looking to take up a master's program that is thesis-based. It just makes life a little more easier. So there is immense support when it comes to research. I also like to tell students that we're a university that covers students from the spectrum. So you don't have to be absolutely academically brilliant to join Lakehead. If you are, you definitely do get scholarship and have quite a few advantages. But if you aren't academically strong, we have a lot of workshops and there is support in terms of advising, tutoring, counseling, completely free of cost that we provide to be able to give you that edge or push you a little bit further in helping you realize your dreams. Another advantage of Lakehead is small class sizes. If in any given class we see 45 to 50 students, we're looking at a ratio of 15:1 student to professor for Thunder Bay, and we're looking at 13:1 for our Aurelia campus. So like I said, Thunder Bay is our bigger campus. It sees graduate and undergraduate students both. Aurelia sees more undergraduate students only. Lakehead is also employment focused, just like all the other universities are. But in terms of employment, we also offer some of the most competitive co-op programs. So we see 16 to 20 months of paid co-op. We also have the opportunity for field school and competition. So field schools eventually help you take all of your theoretical study and figure how to map it in real life. Gives you that sort of practical opportunity to use all of your theoretical knowledge. Last year, we saw 96.7% as our average employment rate across all of our programs. Quite a few programs also saw 100% employment, namely computer science, forestry, physics, math. I'm just going to leave this on your screen while I talk a little more about Lakehead University. So the only reason I'm leaving this on screen is because I know you're going to have a few choices and you can come back to us with questions via the chat box. And I'd be happy to sort of let you know a little more about these programs or direct you to finding the right fit. So like I said, we have some very competitive co-op programs. Co-op is not offered for all of our programs. It's offered for our business administration program, engineering, kinesiology, and our natural resources management program. We're also looking at a blanket requirement of 70% Canadian equivalency. In CDSE, you're looking at 62 to 63% at the bare minimum to be able to get admitted. We have an English proficiency requirement of 6.5, no band less than 6, although we also accept medium of instruction, and I will tell you about that a little later after we speak about scholarships. So scholarships are awarded to undergraduate students based on their merit, and scholarships are awarded to all students based on their merit. It's not something that you have to apply for, and it is not really limited. So students who have a 75 to 80% in Canadian equivalency get a 4,000 Canadian dollars one-time scholarship only. This is divided into semesters. Students between an 80 to a 90% get 5,000 Canadian dollars per year for 4 years, and students who have a 90% above get 7,500 Canadian dollars per year for 4 years, which translates into a strong 30,000 Canadian dollars, which is almost an entire year's tuition fee waived off. Now, what you have to remember is that this is Canadian equivalency, keeping in mind that you all will be scoring or are CBSE, you're looking 5 to 7% plus in this. So chances are you're going to be eligible for our base scholarship, even if you do have, say, a 65 or a 66%.
Sorry to interrupt, Deepa, but you have to be a bit quick. We have to move on to our next session also.
I'll probably take this up later then.
Yeah.
In terms of requirement, like I said, 70%, so that's 63 to 64%, and IELTS is 6.5, no band less than 6. We also accept a medium of instruction, which is a letter that basically says that the last 3 years of study were in English, although like Niharika suggested, it is definitely beneficial to have IELTS for visa purposes. We have rolling admissions, so you can still apply, and we have 3 intakes. We have fall, we have winter, and we have the spring intake. Feel free to follow us on either of our social media. I would also suggest that you take a virtual tour, because Lakehead University is also ranked to be Canada's top 3 best kept secrets. So it's a beautiful campus, and I'd be happy to share a link via chat. Thank you so much, Almas. That's all.
Thank you, Deepa. Thank you very much. So students, we are now open for your queries. You can drop in your questions in Q&A box, and please mention to which university you are asking the question to. Meanwhile, Bhupinder ma'am, if you want to go ahead with few queries.
Yeah, thank you so much, Almas ma'am. Yes, we're so happy and glad to see all the, the delegates and the panelists from all the universities that have their name. And yes, students of SHIS, kindly put your queries, and it will definitely help you in understanding if you already have gone through the process, the admission process, placements. I request all the students to please put your queries in Q&A box, and that will really help you out. And that is, I think, it's a wonderful session, ma'am. Almas ma'am, thank you so much to you. So I'll just over to my students to please put maximum queries and doubts and clarify it out for your future prospects. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. So I'll just move on to our first question. It has already been answered, but I would like to take this. Deepti says, I want to do business in future. I'm 100% sure about that, but I'm confused. What course should I pursue? So could you please tell me what course will help me in my business career? So any one of you, if you can. Daljit, I guess you should go first. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Alma. So as you can see, we are fully dedicated, 100% dedicated only for business. So all our master programs also related with business. We have different master programs, but I'm sure you are looking for bachelor program. We have only one curriculum, which is known as Bachelor in Business Administration. It is for the adventurous students who are outgoing, who wants to explore themselves. So for that, as I mentioned, the student can study in 3 different continents in 4 years, or 4 countries in 4 different countries in 4 years of their global BBA program. And not only that, if they are looking for earning during their studies without paying their tuition fee. So here is the answer. So last 2 years, as I mentioned, the student doesn't need to pay their tuition fee. On top, they gain experience and they get salary for 2 years. So, and it is, you have a choice of applying in Paris campus or Singapore campus. And we have a lot of scholarship, and the placement is very high, 96%, immediately after the graduation of 6 months. So 3 lakhs Indian rupees plus the salary. Imagine 21
You
years.
can you can also add on to this. Ashray wants to know what is the percentage required to get in ESSEC.
Okay, so the students should remember that they are applying for business school. It is not a medicine or engineering. So we are not only looking for an academic profile, we are looking at the overall profile of the students. Imagine you are leading a company, or you are like at the beginning, I would say you are a manager, later you are a MD of a company, and you cannot express yourself, how you can express the company? So because of that, we are looking at the profile of the student, overall profile. Of course, academic is mandatory, but also we are more giving emphasis on the extracurricular activities, the essays, and of course the resume, and don't forget the letter of recommendation from your teacher. Doesn't matter how good you are, you should behave to your teacher. So they are the one who recommend you, and it is a very unique recommendation letter. It comes directly to us because the student doesn't know what the teachers are writing about them. So there's, and for application, no SAT is required, no TOEFL, no IELTS, no entry exam. If you don't have maths, not to worry.
Okay, thank you, Daljit. So there's one question for, I think this will go for all the Canadian universities present today. So this is Trisha Kawil from class 12th. She is a science student. She says the universities of Ottawa, Victoria, Lakehead mentioned a co-op for undergrad. Is it available for courses like BSc in psychology? When does it start? From the beginning of the degree or later in the course? So one by one, you can go on and answer this question. So Niharika, why don't we start with you?
Oh, sure. I thought it was just meant for Ottawa, Lakehead, and Victoria.
No. I said all the Canadian universities can answer this because
Okay.
all are actually giving co-op. Yeah.
Just to explain how the co-op works, we have a 4-year degree program at the undergrad level. And the first year is generally a foundation level generic business programs. And from second year, you specialize in the area that you want to. So for example, some of us might have entrepreneurship, marketing, business management as some of these specializations, in a BCom program. And from the second year, you can do 1 term of co-op each year. Some universities will provide you 2 terms of co-op. Some will provide you 1 term of co-op, depending on the university you choose. And the co-ops are actually related to the academic area that you are specializing in. They're not like part-time work. They are with proper employers, proper companies, and you gain that experience while you are doing those co-ops. And at the end of the degree, these co-ops are mentioned in your transcripts too. So when you are approaching an employer, you can show them that these are the kind of co-ops you have done with these kind of employers, and that will add value to your degree. The rest of you can add something if you want, if I've missed out on anything.
Yeah, so I guess Ottawa, University of Ottawa.
Absolutely, I agree with Niharika. So the same structure works at University of Ottawa as well. Your first year will be your foundation year, whichever program that you are in, even if you're into your psychology program, BA or BSc. From second year onwards, your co-op terms will begin. At University of Ottawa, you have 16 months of co-op, which is segregated into 4 terms of 4 months each. So as Niharika said, we started in second year, which is typically, will be conducted during your summer break. So you'll have fall and winter. And summer break will be somewhere you will be doing your co-op term. These are paid terms, very much related to your program. So you cannot do co-op in any area. It has to be relevant to your major. And this, of course, adds value to your profile. For our psychology program, though, we do not have a co-op. For most of our social sciences program, though, be it economics, political science, or globalization, international development, we do have, it is going to be, yeah.
Okay. Any one of you who want to add into it?
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, either of you.
I'd just like to add, So Trisha has multiple questions for the same thing for a BSc psychology course. So I'll just quickly let you know about Lakehead. We do have BSc psychology, although we do not offer co-op for it, but the co-op format, as mentioned by the rest of my colleagues, stands true for all the other programs that do offer co-op. The average fee for Canada, I can't say per se, but for Lakehead is 25,000 Canadian dollars for a BSc psychology in particular. Like I said, you're also going to be eligible for scholarship, so there's that. Also, we do not need letters of recommendation on an undergraduate level for you to apply. You basically need your 10th, 12th, and an English proficiency.
So
That's
yeah, so I guess Queen's University, you can go.
Yeah, I just liked to add that at Queen's, we do offer an internship opportunity in psychology. Most of the universities, I understand, offer co-ops for either computer science program or engineering program. We does have that, but we do have, as I mentioned, a wide variety of social sciences program, and psychology is offered as both BA of course under social sciences, and we do have a BS psychology in combination with biology. For both the courses, we offer a relevant internship, and our internship is different to co-op. First of all, it is a non-stop internship for 12 to 16 months. It will not happen in breaks every year, and it is a paid internship. So you are going to completely take a break from your studies, and then go for this internship, work under an employer, or be a part of a government project, get paid for it, and then come back and finish the degree. So it might just increase the duration of your degree from 4 to maybe 4.5 years, but it is a full-time Canadian work experience along with your undergrad degree of as long as 12 to 16 months. So which is kind of extremely substantial for your career in Canada. So I would be very happy to share more information about this particular program, which is called QUIP, Queen's University, Queen's Undergrad Internship Program.
Deepa, you can add on the average fee structure for Canada. She is particularly asking for BSc in psychology. So she's asking, is it the same for all the universities? That
No.
is, she has written 30 to 40. Yeah.
This could vary from university to university. Queen's fee structure is a little on a higher end. Our fee structure is roughly about 45,000 Canadian dollars for a year. So you can calculate for 4 years, and then this is not including living expenses. Living is separate to that. So that's what I wanted to cover. And just the previous question about the business course, I just wanted to add on behalf of most of the Canadian colleagues here, for business courses in Canada, maths is absolutely mandatory. Please correct me if any one of you can offer a business program without maths. But broadly, what I could say is maths is absolutely 100% mandatory if you want to apply for a business degree in Canada. That's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepa.
I have something quickly to add
yes,
there.
yes.
Yes, although math is mandatory for all of our business and science programs, we still do have two options. One is where a student completes particular math courses using virtual high school on the side, or they can pick up a business math course in the first year. So that's not optional. Sorry, they have to pick up a business math course in their first year to be able to move on. But students do have the option to go ahead for a business program without having math in their 12th, as long as they fulfill the 60% math requirement in the first year.
Thank you. So just moving on to the next question then. Yeah, so these are for ESSEC, I guess. Yeah. So one is, what is the tuition fee for ESSEC Global BBA program? And the next question is, how important are extracurriculars in admissions? And what are the admission deadlines for Canada and ESSEC? So Canadian universities can answer this. What is
Admission deadlines will also vary from university to university, but more or less, I mean, if I could see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of us are in the province of Ontario. So we will, I think all will start somewhere in the 3rd week of September, and Queens will stop accepting applications. So the final date of application for September 2021 for Queens is 1st of February. My colleagues can talk about their own specific deadlines.
Basically, when you're looking at provinces, Ontario province has a centralized application process. So if you Google OUAC, which is the Ontario Universities Application Center, you will get all the deadlines for the intakes that all of us offer. So it will have university-wise details. It will differ for British Columbia province. I just saw Saurabh and I thought I'll let him pass.
So UVic will accept applications till February 28th, 2021. After that, most of the major programs, they won't accept any applications. So 28th February 2021 is the ideal date for students applying for the fall 21.
So majorly February is the last month that you will be taking.
Yes.
Yeah, February, last week of February.
Yeah.
Ottawa is also similar. They are in Ontario, so applications are on the central processing systems of OUAC. We only have September intake, so our applications will begin in October this year, and our final deadline will be April 1st, 2021. Though for international students, I always suggest to apply as soon as possible. It always helps them, with their scholarship applications also, which will happen between January and March. So that's something they can plan on.
Okay. So, Doljit, if you can answer regarding the tuition fee of ESSEC Global BBA program and how important are extracurriculars in admissions? I think this was for Canada also. How important are extracurriculars in admissions?
So I think now we should let Doljit speak.
Yes, let Doljit speak and then we'll take on to you.
Thanks, Niharika. Thanks, Alma. So extracurricular activities is very much required for ESSEC because, as I mentioned, it is a business school. So we are looking at more extracurricular activities. Depends what they do. I suggest mostly if it's where the student can showcase their leadership quality, the ability to lead a team. So those kind of activities, they should, extracurricular activities, they should do that. So this is number one. Of course, we also compensate along with the extracurricular activities if somebody is academically not that strong. Because we understand because of the extracurricular activities, maybe the percentage in some certain years can go down. So this is number one. And the second thing is the tuition fee. Okay, so 2021 intake, it is online application is on. The tuition fee is 13,750 euros per year for both Paris as well as Singapore campus. And this is without scholarship. It's without scholarship. So with scholarship, that goes down a lot. And another plus point in ESSEC that whatever the student pay in the first year remains same for all 4 years. There's not a single euro increase, number one. Number two, if they go to King's College London for exchange, for example, they are not paying their King's College fees, they're paying our fees. And remember, the King's College fees is 3 times more than ESSEC. But not only King's College, that's just an example. So you have 160 institutes in 40 plus countries. So world is yours, explore yourself. So that's.
So you are saying your current intake is going on. Until when you will take the applications?
Okay, so we have 4 rounds of applications. So first round, officially it will publish in the website by next week. So it is mid-November is the first admission round, and the second will be, the deadline will be in the month of February in 2021, sorry. So in that way, but intake is one. All the students comes in the September for their class, but I suggest, although the documents are not ready for the students, but they can register themselves in online application. So as I said, like, it shows their motivation. Like, okay, they are interested in a sex, so they applied early, but they are waiting for their documents. So remember, if you want to get the scholarship, it's early registration is better. Remember, no TOEFL, no IELTS, no entry exam. World is yours.
Thank you, Dolce. So,
As far as Canadian universities, sorry, Almas, I thought the
go on. No.
extracurricular
You can.
question was for Canadian
Yes,
universities too.
yes.
So
I was coming to that.
we Canadian universities, and I take the liberty to speak on behalf of all the other colleagues, we are focusing on your academic excellence. So, as long as you have the required scores in your board examinations, in your 10th examination, some of us will take 10th, 11th, 12th under consideration, some of us will just take 11th and 12th under consideration. So depending on that, we base the judgment or the assessment of the application. We don't need extracurricular activities. Maybe for scholarships, some of us might ask for something extra to add on to your application, but not for entry into the program. So extracurriculars are not required as far as Canadian institutions are concerned.
Okay. So Rasika says, I am in class 11 studying medical, and my question is looking at the present situation when universities are going online and US mandates for sending students back from various universities. What's the scope for studies in Canada?
A very good question, I would say, very relevant in today's
Yes.
time. Canadian government has not abandoned its international students. They really value its international students because they make a great contribution to not just the economy, as a society, as a community. International students are very important for Canada. Various measures have been taken. We want to give you that certainty that yes, your study plans are going to happen in and you are going to travel back to Canada, and for that various measures have been taken by the government. I would suggest students to log on to the IRCC website to get the latest. But if I have to give you a nutshell, the government is going to issue a document or a kind of an e-document, which is kind of an in principle approval of your study permit application. Not exactly a some study permit grant, but yes, an in principle approval that yes, you can start your online studies this September. And once post things start getting back on track, back to normal business as usual, and when we have VFS opens in all the cities in India, the students can get their biometrics done to complete the process and finally get a study permit and travel to Canada. So absolutely in no way the students who are applying for higher education in Canada will not be granted. They are absolutely being granted a visa, and they will there is absolutely 100% plan to get them to their campuses at some point of time. That's from my side, but if my colleagues have
If anyone wants to add on to it, yeah.
I think Deepa has covered everything. Anaga, you want to say something about?
Again, students do have their own concerns and doubts about this, and I would want to reiterate what Deepa said. So it's not just universities who are supporting international students more than 100% in this crisis scenario. It's also the Canadian government who is making sure that international students are not abandoned and they are being given any kind of support that they currently need in this scenario, whether they are currently in Canada or they are currently planning to be in Canada, whether this fall or, whether it's, incoming semesters from here on. So I think as a community itself, we are very welcoming, as Niharika had said earlier, from the Canada perspective. And we've shown that with example here in this current crisis scenario. So students would, need to be rest assured that Canada is going to support you 100%.
So if you can add on to it, Aryan says, I would like to know more about the medicine courses available in Canada. So this is again for the Canadian universities. any one of you, if you're having
Yes.
medicine courses. Yeah.
We do have a med school, and it's considered like top 2, top 3 in Canada, and it's not a straightforward process. If I have to be very honest, it requires a pre-university degree, so you need to anyway start with a bachelor's degree in Canada. It could be any bachelor's degree. It doesn't have to be a pure science bachelor's degree. You could be any major, but you need to go through the standard process of taking an MCAT examination and go through the interview process. But honestly speaking, this is hard for international students, because there is provincial governments and federal government has they encourage the domestic students for the the medicine courses, like there is a priority for the domestic students as opposed to international. So it's not straightforward. It's not a no, it's not a yes, but it's kind of it is complicated. And I would suggest go with the flow, start with the bachelor's degree and see how it's going, if you want to pursue a medicine.
So, Doljit, this is for you. Seher says for UG programs, it will be 3 lakhs for ESSEC. She wants to know the fee in INR, I guess.
Okay, so actually the 3 lakhs is the 3 lakhs is the initial average salary of the student. Average salary of the student when they graduated. So the course fee is 13,750 euros. And it is same if the student apply, doesn't matter if they apply for Paris campus or for Singapore campus, it remains same. So that is also without scholarship.
Thank you. So there's a question, is there a universal format available for projected or predicted grades from school? So any one of you who want to take this question?
And we are okay with it as long as schools have their own specific. That's okay.
Like some schools consolidate the 11th and the 12th. Some schools send us right from 10th, 11th, and then projected 12th. The key point here to note is that it has to be sent to the university in a discrete manner. So we, for example, Queens will not accept the projected scores from the student itself, from the applicant itself. It has to come from your guidance counselor, the school counselor. Emailing those scores is absolutely fine with us. We are anyways are a paperless university, so you don't have to send those as hard copies to the university. Sending the soft copy is absolutely acceptable to us, but it has to come from your counselor.
Okay. So I'll just move on to the last question for this session. So there's a question, who should give the LORs from the school? How many LORs are recommended or required for the undergrad admissions? So anyone?
I'll be quick. We don't need
Yeah.
LORs. So my colleagues can answer. We don't need LORs. We just need, for certain courses, we need essays. That's it. We don't need LORs.
Okay. So Doljit, your take on this? Then we'll just wrap up. I guess Doljit
disappeared.
It's gone to see the sunset, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm back. So what was the question, Almas?
So the student says, who should give the LORs from the school? How many LORs are recommended or required for the undergrad admissions?
Okay, so for ESSEC, we don't accept the LOR which comes from the school. The student, when they do the online application, they need to mention the name of the teachers and email ID. So according to that, the email ID, it's a kind of questionnaire about the students. It goes to the teacher, and the teacher, it's a very confidential one. So the teacher write about the student, what is the major weakness, what is the major strength, and it goes to us directly. So this is although as we say, there's no entry exam, no SAT, no TOEFL, but those two LOR from the teacher, it makes big impact on the selection of the student, because we believe they know the concentrate in the classroom. No, doesn't matter how much good academic, extracurricular activities, we don't take him. If the teacher says, oh, it's difficult for him to mix with other students, no. Because if it's a fellow students from the same country, it is difficult to mix. What happened in ASEC? 40 plus students from different countries. So
Thank you.
that LOI is in that way.
Thank you, Doljit. Thank you for your answer. So now we are just wrapping up. I would like to thank you everyone for joining us today. All the representatives, all the students. Thank you, Bhupinder ma'am, for letting us have this session today. And students, if you have any other query, you can write to us at nazir@icindia.com also. And for now, this is goodbye from our side. Stay safe, stay healthy, people. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Almas ma'am. Thank you. Thank you all.
Good day,
Thank
everybody.
you.
All the best.
Nihari